Morning, friends, and welcome to episode 8 of Principal Science. And I'm your host, Principal Science. We got some great things today. We're going to learn about a complex machine. We talked about simple machines. I'm going to explain to you what a complex machine is. So excited. Got another great story for you, another scientist. It's going to be a great day. And I hope you enjoy episode 8 of Principal Science. Principal Science here to talk a little bit more about brain science. You know, the brain is a muscle, and the more you work it, the stronger it gets. So, you know, if you keep doing very easy things and never challenging yourself, your brain never gets stronger. But when you take on challenges and take risks and try harder and try new things, your brain gets stronger. You're learning things. You know, don't be afraid to fail, right? Sometimes some of the greatest inventions in the world come because someone made a mistake. You know, Formula 409, I've said this to many people. Formula 409 is, the cleaning product is called 409 because the first 408 times it didn't work. It was the 409th formula that worked to make this amazing cleaning product. So ways to make your brain stronger. Have a good conversation with someone. Read a book. Read a challenging book. Play games. Play board games. Not video games all the time. Play board games. Maybe with your family because, you know, now we have lots of time. Practice math skills. Practice math facts. And never stop learning. Always be inquisitive and think, what if or why is that? And remember yesterday we talked about the power of yet. Now, maybe your brain isn't as strong as it's going to be yet, but it can always get stronger. So keep working that brain muscle. And that is Principal Science, Brain Science. The Most Magnificent Thing by Ashley Spires. This is a regular girl and her best friend in the whole wide world. They do all kinds of things together. They race, they eat, they explore, they relax. She makes things. Hyun makes things. One day the girl has a wonderful idea. She's going to make the most magnificent thing. She knows just how it will look. She knows just how it will work. All she has to do is make it, and she makes things all the same, all the time. Easy peasy. First, she hires an assistant. Next, she gathers their supplies. They set up somewhere out of the way and get to work. The girl tinkers and hammers and measures while her assistant pounces and growls and chews. Not a helpful assistant, is he? When she's finished, she steps back to admire her work. She walks around one side, her assistant examines the other side. It doesn't look right. Her assistant picks up and gives a shake. It doesn't feel right either. They are shocked to discover that the thing isn't magnificent or good, and it isn't even kind of sort of okay. It's all wrong. The girl tosses aside and gives it another go. She smooths and wrenches and fiddles. Her assistant circles and tugs and wags. When she's finished, she stands up and takes a long look at it. Her assistant gives it a nudge with his paw. The thing is still wrong. She decides to try again. The girl saws and glues and adjusts. She stands and examines and stares. She twists and tweaks and fastens. She fixes and straightens and studies. She tries all different ways to make it better. She makes it square, she makes it round, she gives it legs, she adds an antenna. She makes it fuzzy, she makes it long, short, rough, smooth, big, small. One even smells of stinky cheese, but none of them are magnificent. Her hard work attracts a few admirers. They don't understand. They can't see the magnificent thing that she has in her mind. She gets mad. The angrier she gets, the faster she works. She smashes pieces into shape. She jams the parts together. She pummels the little bits. Her hands feel too big to work, and her brain is too full of all the not right things. If only the thing would just work. Crunch! The pain starts in her finger. It rushes up her brain and she explodes. It's not her finest moment. I'm no good at this. I quit. Her assistant suggests a walk. It's not much help at first, but before long, she starts to feel different. Bit by bit, the mad gets pushed out of her head. She took a break. She took a brain break. As they stroll along, she comes across the first wrong thing she made. The bad feelings are about to start all over again. Then she notices something surprising. There are some parts of the wrong things that are really quite right. The bolts on one, the shapes of another, the wheels to seat ratio of the next. There are all sorts of parts she liked. By the time she reaches the end of the trail, she finally knows how to make the magnificent thing. She gets to work. She works carefully and slowly, tinkering, hammering, twisting, fiddling, gluing, painting. Her assistants make sure there are no distractions. This is the perfect thing to ward off bears. This will stop the leak. This one is all wet. The afternoon fades into evening. Finally, she finishes. She alerts her assistant. The pair take a good long look. It leans a bit to the left, and it's a bit heavier than expected. The color could use a bit of work too, but it's just what she wanted. They climb aboard and take it for a spin. They are not disappointed. It really is the most magnificent thing. Never give up, always persevere, and sometimes you need to take a brain break. The scientist of the day is Gene Schumacher. Dr. Schumacher was the first astrologist and a founder of planetary impact science. He proved large craters on Earth were caused by collisions with asteroids and comets rather than volcanic activity. Our scientist of the day is Gene Schumacher, who proved that our craters on Earth were caused by asteroids and comets. That is very interesting. On this day in 1964, the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel opened to traffic. It joined Virginia's eastern shore with the Norfolk, Virginia Beach area. It became the longest bridge tunnel complex in the world, spanning a shore-to-shore distance of 17.5 miles, and it took 42 months to construct. That happened on this day in 1960. The scientific word of the day is fracking.
Say fracking. Fracking is actually short for hydraulic fracturing. This is a process to extract petroleum and natural gas, liquid fossil fuels, from in between layers of rock deep under the ground. Engineers pump liquids at very high pressures into holes drilled into the rock. The fluids shatter the rock and release trapped fossil fuels so they can be pumped to the surface. But studies show pumping the liquid wastes back underground could cause tiny local earthquakes.
Did you know dogs have a remarkable sense of smell? They are capable of differentiating odors in concentrations nearly 100 million times lower than humans can. Wow, that is amazing. Dogs have an incredible sense of smell. We've talked about simple machines, a lever, an inclined plane, a pulley, right? A screw. We've talked about a wedge as well. We've talked about some simple machines. Now, I want to talk about a complex machine. A complex machine is when you take one, two, or more simple machines and combine them, and that makes a complex machine. Now remember, the idea behind a machine is to make work easier. So when you combine two, it makes it easier. So, pair of scissors. A pair of scissors are a complex machine because they have a wedge, right? The edge here is sharp. That's your wedge, okay? Then we have an axle in the middle, right, or a lever, and so that's how you get force for a scissor. Scissors are a complex machine. Another great complex machine is a pry bar or a crowbar. Well, it has our wedge end right here, right, a little bit of an angle, and it's thinner and goes fatter, and you can use this to get leverage because you have a lever and a wedge combined to make a pry bar. Now I can use it this way if I need to pull something this way or pry something up. So I have a pry bar is a complex machine. Those are two examples of a complex machine. Now, a screw is a inclined plane wrapped around a pole. So that is, again, that's kind of a complex machine. So think about ways you could combine two of our simple machines to make a complex machine. Maybe that is Principal Science's science principle challenge for you. All right, have a great day.
Hey guys, I was walking around campus and, just checking things out. And I come around D building and look at this, check this out. Look what's going on. Look who's helping Water. Venom is at school helping Water. Shh, be quiet so we don't scare him off. Venom's watering the garden at the back of D building. He's taking care of the 2nd and 3rd grade garden. I didn't know they did that. That's so cool. Oh, I better go. I don't want to scare him away because I don't want him to stop watering. It's one less thing I got to worry about. All right, have a good day. Ta-ta for now.
That was a ton of fun. Learned some great things. How about those complex machines? Never thought about that, but it makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? All right, so have a great day. Principal Science says ta-ta for now.